Full-time reaction to Celtic 3, Rangers 2 here at Celtic Park. I've got Martin and Callum with me. Callum, we got over the line in the end. We're 12 points clear. The title's as good as in the bag. What do you make of that today?
Champions again, away.
Champions.
It's just champions. Horrible game. He sat at. No had anything to eat. Just you get the feelings in your stomach when you're going up to the game. Some people do. It's me biting my nails, and even at 3-1. I'm still saying to myself, it's not over, there's a twist in the game, and then it does happen, and you think, why Celtic, why do this to me? But the biggest result was come in here, whether it's 5-1, 3-1, 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, that's the score. We came out on the victory on the winning side, and that's all that matters. Michael Beale is a serial loser, and he's fallen into that trap seriously quick. He cannot beat Celtic at any time. I welcome him in the semi-final, mate. I really do, because he just keeps losing. He's had 3 games, Ibrox, Hampden, and now here, and he can't beat this team. We were poor. We were seriously poor, and I know that sounds daft because we've won the title. It's done, and it's not me being negative, but we were shambolic at times. We couldn't pass to a Celtic player. Moy was carrying Pedro Cachina's caravan. Honestly, it wasn't just a standard one, it was Pedro's, because it was houfing. I would have took him off in the first 20 minutes. After that, we started to get a little bit a foot in the game. Rangers didn't really do too much either, didn't really press us. They played very narrow, tight. They almost allowed us to go out in the wing. As soon as we tried to go out on the wing, it was like Raskin would double up on the winger, like Ryan Kent, and then on the other side it would be like Cantwell, and it would be like Jack that would move over and stuff like that. So it was quite difficult for us to break it down. But overall, I'm buzzing. It's easy. And again, I'm going to touch on it. I'm buzzing with the atmosphere in there. I enjoyed that. We know having away fans. I get there's a flip coin. I understand it, but I prefer it.
Well, I'll tell you my thoughts on the atmosphere the first 10-15 minutes, because we didn't get the fast start we thought we might get. And people are nervy. See, you start giving the ball away. You think the 60,000 fans is all good for us, but if the game develops and we get nervy and we give the ball away, the fans can go on the players' back. Martin, we didn't get that quick start, as I just mentioned there. Why do you think that was? Do you think Rangers were kind of sort of stifling our build-up a wee bit?
I think it was a combination of things. I think a couple of players never got the foothold in the game, as Callum says, particularly in that centre midfield where we had Moy and O'Reilly, and therefore it was all down to really, McGregor and the wide men. But I also thought Rangers' tactic today, from start to finish, was to slow the game down. They didn't want to give us the opportunity, because we like playing at a fast pace, don't we? We get a throw in, we take it quickly. Joe Hart had to keep taking the by kicks time and time again. It was pulled back. Not sure why that was happening, but their tactic was to slow the game down. They did that, and it frustrated us, and it didn't allow us to get into our momentum and play the game that we love playing. That was our tactic, and it was clear. So I think it's a combination of those two things. I also think a draw was a victory for us today, and we've been talking about it a little bit in the chat this week, haven't we, to say the last twice when a draw's been enough, we've not settled for a draw, but we've gone into the game subconsciously knowing we don't need to chase it. And I felt there was a little bit of that going on today. Mixed feelings throughout the game. You get that goal and you think, no, sure, we've earned a 1-0 at half time, and then they get a goal, frustrating free kick to give away. But genuinely came out of that second half, and as the second half wore on, I thought, we're going to get a goal here. Before we scored that second goal, the goal was coming. There was 3 or 4 half chances, and we were spending more and more time in their half. So I thought that's when we started to dominate the game. And we went 2-1 up and 3-1 up. I genuinely thought we deserved it, and I thought, game over. And obviously lost a silly goal at the end. Yeah. I don't think we were terrible today. I think there was a couple of players who underperformed, but I think there were spells in the game where we were really, really good, and Rangers just came out to frustrate, and it didn't work. That's the bottom line. It didn't work. We still beat them. We didn't play well, as Callum said, but we did enough to win the game. And a draw was a victory, and we won the game.
Aye, absolutely. First goal, their first goal. We go ahead with Kyogo. O'Reilly down the left-hand side, finds Kyogo, swivels, smashes it past McGregor, and then right before half-time we concede. And Carter Vickers, who I thought was poor today, unlike him, has a chance to clear it, and he doesn't get anything on it, and then O'Reilly dives in on the edge of the box. Tavernier puts a free kick in, a great free kick to be fair, but it's a bad time to lose a goal when I thought, coming into the second half for the first 10 minutes, Rangers had the edge because they just pegged us back right before half-time.
Martin probably describes it slightly better than me, because I was a bit more harsh on the team, to be fair. And he was more saying some players were just in and out of form, and that's probably an ideal way to sum it up, because O'Reilly does really good for the first goal. He ends up his tenaciousness, he just runs for the ball. He ends up almost like the goal that Abada scores in the is it the 4-0 game or 3-0 game. It's kind of like that. Gets his foot on it, comes Kyogo. It's a great touch. He then swirls and then just puts it in the corner. And, I probably think actually if they have a better goalkeeper, he probably saves it, because McGregor almost parries it into his own net. I was right behind it. So the place is bedlam, and Martin said this again, we probably didn't deserve it. Two teams that were a bit poor at times, couldn't really dictate the game. Nobody was really bossing it either way. And then you go to the goal that we concede. You talk about Carter Vickers, he probably should clear it. It then goes into O'Reilly, and that's where his inexperience and his age comes into it.
And that's rash, isn't he?
Tillman's going away for goal. He's actually running away. It's almost he's coming back. His back's towards the goal, and he's going out to, I think it's Tavernier out wide. And O'Reilly just slides in, and it's almost getting. You always hear that phrase: "Don't play the game with emotion, play it with your head." And he played with the game with emotion at certain times in the game, and that's again why players were hot and cold at certain times. And to be fair, it's a great free kick. It is. It frustrates me sometimes when I see goalkeepers. I need to see it back. You only see it once, but it almost looked like Joe Hart gave him like 75% of the goal to shoot at.
It's in off the bar,
but it is in off the bar. So even if he did, he might not even get it right. It's a good free kick, but I felt maybe a little bit harsh that we were going into half-time on each, even though nobody really controlled the game. I felt Celtic were slightly just better. Being at the home team, you would expect that. So going into one sheet, I was a bit frustrated, but second half, we kind of went up a couple of gears, didn't we?
Aye. Martin Kyogo gets 2 goals today. Well, he actually gets 3, but one's ruled out early on. Rangers have a goal ruled out for a push at the back post as well on Alistair Johnston. But I thought Kyogo was ruthless today. He didn't get many chances, but he's put 2 away. Put the one where he was offside away, and he has 1 chance at the back post at the end for a hat-trick, and he gets blocked. But there's plenty of people in there crying to get the big man on right before the second goal, by the way. But time and time again, he's in the right position, and he finishes. This sort of story about him needing lots of chances, it's not a thing anymore. At 28 goals this season, he scored just about every chance he had today.
I'm always gutted when he goes off now, and I get, because he works so tirelessly in the games, you wouldn't want him playing 90 minutes every week, so it's the right thing to take him off and manage his game time. I thought both his goals were fantastic. I can't wait to watch them again. I don't even get sick of watching those 2 goals. His composure for both the goals. His first one, he's comfortable taking a touch and composing himself, and he just finishes it beautifully. His second one, he's just on his toes. You know, he's anticipating that something's going to happen. He's just in the right place at the right time, and his finish is clinical. I just love his composure. I love the fact that he's comfortable, despite the fact there's players around about him, he doesn't panic, and that's what Ange likes as well. I thought the build up to the second goal and the third goal, we didn't panic. There wasn't any sense of urgency. There wasn't like we felt that the team felt that there was more pressure in the stands. The fans are cracking up like we desperately had to win the game, and like some of the behaviour of the fans are like, it's like we're getting beat 5-0. You're like, boys, calm down and enjoy the game. But that doesn't translate on the pitch. These guys handle that very, very well, and Kyogo epitomises that. You know, with his calmness, his composure. And when the opportunity arises, he takes it time and time again. He's becoming a bigger player for us week after week. And I didn't want him to go off. I wanted him to stay on, because as long as he's on the pitch, you've got a chance, because he just produces goals out of nothing. I thought he was fantastic today.
Absolutely. Callum, I think our first 2 goals come at good times, because, as I say, the first 20 minutes, we didn't quite get into our rhythm. It was tight, but I think Rangers would have been happy with how the game was developing at 20-minute mark. And then they'd have been happy with the first 10 minutes, second half as well, but we scored at good times. But I thought after the second goal we got up 2-1, the introduction to Jota to the game really helped us. I thought he was really, really good. We've touched on Moy, lack of game time in the last few weeks, wee bit slow. I thought he came in, he read the game really well, he made interceptions, he got on second balls and just calmed things down for us.
We're just talking about scoring at the right time. It's a good sign when you're at your weakest and when you score. It's a great sign, especially against the second best team in this country. That is the second best team. Right? But it does... and it breeds confidence, because when you know you're not playing well and you still get goals, it then just makes you go to that next level, and that's what you've seen. Awata kind of showed his experience. We've not seen a lot of him since he's came. I think he just turned 26 yesterday as well. Was it today? So it just shows that he's got that experience, that he came on, he was calm, and he played the right pass when it had to be the right pass. He never really put something down at the channel and nobody ran. He kept it clean, he was physical. I thought we were lacking a bit of physicality. I don't know if that's down to the 3 bookings that we received.
Early in the
after
game.
The first, was it the first half, all 3 were booked in the middle of the
Carter
park?
Vickers, O'Reilly and Moy.
But then McGregor gets booked as well. We had Askin, didn't he? 2 of them get booked. So our full midfield was booked. So it was almost saying that you can't go and put a foot in. As soon as you put a foot in, you're going to get sent off. So that first 15 minutes you talk about probably comes from the midfield being a little bit almost scared to go, if I put my foot in here, I'm going to get sent off, and there's still a big chunk of the game to go. And Martin covers it so well. Just calm, stay calm. Everybody's losing their heads at times, as Martin says, but there's calm in the 11 players. And then when the bench comes on, and Awata is a great example of
that. Martin paper-wrists Fallon McGregor for the first goal, and he's just far too slow to get to the pass back. And Jota reads it brilliantly, bursts a gut, it's reminiscent of Larsson at Ibrox for his 50th goal of the season, wasn't it? Just a wee touch round the keeper, narrow angle, slots it, brilliant for Jota. I thought he was good today, Jota.
I remember that 50th goal like it was yesterday when he done the 5 and the 0 in his hands. It was comedy, right? From where I was sitting, I'm sitting halfway line, north stand, looking down, perfect view, and I just seen it and I thought, McGregor's going to get it. Oh, he's not going to get it. And he was like, so slow, it was unbelievable. And Jota was quick, and then just the composure to take it around the keeper on his right, slot home with his left. I'm talking about watching the two Kyogo goals time and time again, watching that Jota goal for the rest of the season. Just fantastic. And of course that put us 3-1 up, didn't it? So fans were cock-a-hooping, we could relax and breathe a little, and you could see in the team the confidence. And at that time I'm thinking, let's go and get the 100th goal of the league campaign, because that puts us up to 98, and I'm thinking, we're going to get that 5 goals today, but it didn't happen. Just a pure, I know you're going to come here probably, but a pure goal to lose to go 3-2. But at that time, that was a complete domination, and that had come from a period of 10-15 minutes where we were pushing, and we could have had another couple of goals during that period as well. So, but what a beautiful goal, great finish. It was another brilliant Jota moment at Celtic Park against Rangers, Callum. As Martin says, I think the second goal for Rangers is poor. It's just sloppy. We lose concentration. It's from a set piece again. Second phase goes to the back post, and we're just sleeping at Tavernier's feet at the back post to head it in. And it was kind of characteristic of our performance defensively today. As I say, I thought Carter Vickers, unlike him, was poor both on the ball and at times in his defending. I just thought we were a wee bit sloppy at the back. And that second goal for Rangers just brought the seeded out back into the game. You
kind of knew that it was always a chance that it would come. You felt it, everybody felt it, innit? Like my mum actually says to me, she's like, oh no, that's it, 3-1, it's done. I was like, there's another twist in this, there always is. And that is exactly what happens. They have a corner, Tavernier whips corner in, I don't know who heads it away, goes to Barisic out, and he just crosses it in, and almost Johnson stands flat-footed, doesn't even check his shoulder. I'm right behind it, doesn't check his foot, and it's such an easy goal. If we quickly just talk about the centre-backs, our centre-backs usually get battered through press. Starfelt's a bomb scare, he's this and he's that. Starfelt was miles our best centre-back out of the two, right? And everybody gives Carter Vickers high praise. Starfelt was a solid rock there. Out-sprinting Sakala, out-sprinting Morelos when Cholak when they're coming on.
Morelos is not,
I know.
Is not a big...
I know. When they're winning balls in the air, Starfelt was winning them all. Flip it, look at the two goals that we scored out of the three. Ben Davies for the Kyogo second one, he goes to head it and then he ducks it away because Jota goes to challenge him, ducks it away, falls Kyogo, tapping, shambolic, but I love it, right? I love it. And then you look at John Souttar. He's played like 4 games in the SPL, right? Oh my days, he's just passing it back here, Jota, fancy this. And he passes it, doesn't even look at his shoulder, but people want to have a go, like Clyde, one people like Hugh Keevins and all this. I say, Starfelt's a bomb scare, he's terrible. Who's a bomb scare now? That's all I want to hear is John Souttar's a bomb scare, that's all I want to see.
I remember Michael Stewart saying we should have signed John Souttar to replace Carl Starfelt last January. Martin, 12 points clear, 98 goals. Still 100% record at home this season in the league. That's, I think, after winning today, the most amount of points we've ever amassed after 31 league games. Incredible.
I know, the records just keep coming and coming. I mean, it's a special team, and all the signings that Ange's brought in, almost a man, maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, but the lion's share have all made a big impact on this team, and I'm really excited to see what the next chapter brings, who's going to be his next signings. And there's still a lot more to come from the players who've come in more recently. I think about Haksabanovic and O and players like that. They're just settling into this team the way that Hatate did, and other players who in the early days we didn't see the best of them, and now they're our top players. So a lot more to come from the new recruits, and I'm hoping that we're going to bring in some even better players versus our Rangers. Not that I like to stand here and talk about Rangers because we want to talk about Celtic, but they've got a lot of players out of contract. So they're in a bad way. We're quite the opposite. We've got players at the early stages of their career who desperately want to be here and are loving life. I mean, how can you not enjoy that, eh? 12 points clear. I mean, that song will stick in my head tonight. You with the sad face. I'll be singing that in my sleep tonight.
I know, mate.
Callum, Alistair Johnston gets sponsored man of the match today. Who's yours?
It's going to need to be Kyogo, isn't it? 2 goals in the final, 2 goals in this. He's getting a hat-trick in the semi. Honestly, he's what is it, at 28?
Building up to
28 goals. You've got to build him up. I said in the build-up, I said 3-0 Celtic, so I didn't get it right, but I did see Kyogo first goals and Jota, so I only got O wrong, and Rangers got 2 goals, but it's got to be Kyogo for man of the match. He done well, and at times he can drift out of games, doesn't he? He just almost like he hides, and it looks like he's on to nothing. But Martin says it well as well. He's just alive. He just stands like it's almost like Messi, like how you watch him. He's just lazy and he looks sluggish. Bang, he's on. Go. That's what he does.
Alive,
the
mate.
Nutmeg, by the way.
Always
That's that Jota dance, isn't it? The Jota dance for the nutmeg was unbelievable on McGregor. Just a great day, mate. So I'll give it to Kyogo.
Brilliant, Martin.
Can I just give a quick wee special mention to my wee boy? So we were watching them in Portugal this week playing a tournament in Lisbon, and played in the pitch right next to the 67 pitch this week, so that was special. But they've managed to get themselves into the final. I missed the semi-final today to get home, run the buses and watch the game. So a wee special mention to him and best of luck in the final to Lennon.
Good luck.
But man of the match, I would say Kyogo as well. I know you're a big fan, Paul, and I just think he makes the defence so nervous, you know, with his runs. And what he does is he creates opportunities for the rest of the team as well, just by taking defenders away. He's an unselfish player when it comes to that. But when he gets the ball at his feet, he's magical. He makes things happen. He's not quite Henrik Larsson. We've got a wee bit to go yet, but the fans just absolutely love him. Remember that wee spell where he thought he was off form? I mean, he's just been sensational. I think you said 28 goals now, Paul, so loads more to come from him, and I just think he'll be an even bigger player for us next year, so Kyogo for me, definitely.
Absolutely. No prizes for guessing my man of the match, that's it. We're going to Malone's to celebrate. Celtic are 12 points clear. Like this video, comment with your own thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you in the pub on the hoops.